we remember Dr. King getting a whole bunch of feel-good platitudes. Platitudes, as we always seem to do on Martin Luther King Day. It's even, now it's MLK Day, right? Mitch McConnell praising Dr. King while uniting Republicans to rock-solid opposition to protecting the voting rights that he fought for, meaning Dr. King. Kirsten Sinema, of course, tweeting about Dr. King's legacy, while she and Joe Manchin are refusing to take action to try to preserve that legacy. Tweeting about him, oh, it's great, the voting rights. But what are you actually doing? What are you actually doing? Why are you so tied to a relic of the Senate, the filibuster? Why are you so tied to that? The fact is that they have made it crystal clear that they care more about the filibuster than they do about voting rights. Former President Barack Obama, speaking at the funeral of civil rights icon John Lewis just a while back, called the filibuster a relic of Jim Crow.
And if all this takes eliminating the filibuster, another Jim Crow relic, in order to secure the God-given rights of every American, then that's what we should do.
So here's what, he's right. This is what a filibuster, this is what it does. It allows a determined minority like Republicans whose leader, Mitch McConnell, has said that he is 100% focused on stopping President Joe Biden's agenda. The filibuster allows them to do just that. Dr. King himself spoke out against it. This was back in 1963.
I think the tragedy is that we have a Congress with a Senate that has a minority of misguided senators who will use the filibuster to keep the majority of people from even voting. They won't let the majority of senators vote. And certainly they wouldn't want the majority of people to vote because they know they do not represent the majority of the American people.
Okay, that was July 5th. That was 1963, right? Now, I'm going to play it again and listen to what he's saying. That could be today. Play it, please, again, Danny.
I think the tragedy is that we have a Congress with a Senate that has a minority of misguided senators who will use the filibuster to keep the majority of people from even voting. They won't let the majority of senators vote. And certainly they wouldn't want the majority of people to vote because they know they do not represent the majority of the American people.
1963 or 2022. Dr. King could be saying that right now, tonight. Listen closely, okay? No matter what you hear from all of these folks, oh, the Senate are changing the rules, blah, 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 blah. Things, we change, we evolve, right? We amend. We're no longer in horse and buggies. People are saying get rid of fossil fuels, electric cars. Like, we keep evolving as a society, as a country, as a world. Why shouldn't the Senate and the rules evolve? The filibuster has been used again and again to kill civil rights and voting legislation. That is a fact. Nearly 39 years ago, as a matter of fact, on the Senate floor, the filibuster was on display in an ugly attempt by Senator Jesse Helms. He's trying to block the bill declaring Martin Luther King Jr. Day a federal holiday. Now, that filibuster was eventually broken in an overwhelming 72-22 vote by a Republican-controlled Senate. Republicans who ultimately stood up for what they knew was right. Where are they now? Where are those folks now? Where are they when voting rights are hanging by a thread? So this is what I promised when I was talking to Brianna just moments ago. I want to read this to you and see if this resonates, because I think it will. This is from Dr. King's famous 1963 open letter when he was being held in a Birmingham jail. It's called Letter from Birmingham Jail. And I quote here, "I have almost reached the regrettable conclusion that the Negro's great stumbling block in his stride toward freedom is not the white citizen's counselor or the Ku Klux Klaner, but the white moderate, who is more devoted to order than to justice, who prefers a negative peace, which is the absence of tension, to a positive peace, which is the presence of justice, who constantly says, I agree with you in the goal you seek, but I cannot agree with your methods of direct action, who paternalistically believes that he can set the timetable for another man's freedom, who lives by a mythical concept of time and who constantly advises the Negro to wait for a more convenient season. Dr. King was never afraid to tell America what it needed to hear. We as journalists cannot be afraid to tell America what it needs to hear every single day and night. And those words are just as powerful now as they were 59 years ago. The question is, are we listening? Let's bring in now the former